Hotep, Black Power, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors, and as always, brothers and sisters, honor to my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, my father, my in-laws, and all of our ancestors that are in the ancestral realm, standing behind us, fighting for the liberation and our salvation of our black nation. And to all you brothers and sisters out there, subscribers, sympathizers, and warriors, gods and goddesses who are fighting for our liberation. What I want to talk about today is I want to talk about the Chicago murders. You know, all our brothers and sisters and these young babies that have been murdered, that have lost their lives in this conspiracy called black on black violence and gang violence, which is a total conspiracy. And what we need to do, brothers and sisters, is to stop thinking that this is just a result of just plain self-hatred and gang violence, and look at the conspiracy and the culprits, the major culprits behind this. You know, such as Rahm Emanuel, who refuses to talk to any press or any of the news media concerning the so-called violence, gang violence in Chicago. And that's because he is promoting this gang violence in hopes that it would annihilate the majority, if not all, of the black male population in Chicago for the purpose of organ stealing, organ trafficking, kidnapping, melanin detraction, and further research, and population control mainly. So let's not get it twisted. Now, self-hatred plays a major role in the gang violence. It plays a part in it, but that's not the whole core issue of this. It's a much bigger picture behind this. And Rahm Emanuel, who was chief of staff to President Obama during the Obama administration, why would you leave the chief of staff of the White House basically running the country to go be a mayor of a city? Not even a governor, a mayor of a city, if it were not a script or plot involved. And reason being, the Russian mafia, which controls mainly the majority of the drug trade in Chicago, which you don't hear anything about that. Rahm Emanuel has complete control, and his hands are deep into the drug trade in Chicago, as well as being an active participant in the destruction of our youth and our babies. So every baby, every child, every black male that has been murdered, that blood is on Rahm Emanuel's hands. He's part of the Israeli Mossad. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. He's one of them so-called white imposter Jews. You know, and if you look at 2015, there were 2,900 people shot in Chicago and 502 killed. You know, that's like 2 or 3 people every night. Every night. Even with this, even in 2017 and as we enter 2018. You know, where we have brothers and sisters, but mainly the brothers, who can put a halt to this, you know, and create a press conference to decrease this violence and alarm these gang members that they're being used. But we have to get rid of we have to get rid of these niggas who are promoting this shit, like Chief Keef and all these type of niggas that promote this shit. You know, who, by the way, sacrificed his cousin. You know, we have to do something about this. We have to do something about this. And I'm going to touch on that later because, you know, we have to come up, we have to do some brainstorming and come up with some solutions besides just sitting back saying it's a damn shame. We all, as the black community, has to be all hands on deck with this situation because our babies are dying up there. You know, with the hands of this motherfucking cracker. This motherfucking white Jew bagel eating motherfucker, Rahm Emanuel. Now, Tony Braxton did a premiere Lifetime movie the other night, I believe it was Saturday, about the Antoinette Huff story where this guidance counselor or teacher was at school and this white boy walks into the school with a rifle with plans on killing all the children. And this, I believe it's an elementary school, the Learning Center, the Ronald McNair Learning Center in Decatur, Georgia. And so, you know, now, based on the movie and in real life, he never killed anyone. He shot at a brother, knocked the brother down, but he didn't wound the brother. And the police end up apprehending him, which later on he received a 20-year sentence, you know, for holding 800, almost 900 babies hostage, threatened to take their lives, along with the faculty and the staff. Now, Antoinette Huff, the real Antoinette Huff, states that she prayed for him and she forgives him and she felt sorry for him and she was in there crying for him. You know, this Angie Mama, who this cracker had a assault rifle on her, she ends up crying, feeling sorry for him. And put her life on the line. That she was going to stand in front of the goddamn cracker and take the bullets if necessary. See, that's the slave Hattie McDaniel step and fetch it, Angie Mama fucking mentality that a lot of us still possess today. You know, and now the white boy becomes the motherfucking victim. You know, fuck the kids. You know, and in real life, the brother that was shot at, he wasn't even interviewed or anything. They just said, fuck him. You know, and they interviewed Antoinette Huff, and she's going around the country on all these talk shows crying, saying how she feels sorry for this motherfucking devil. She never said anything about the children. She never said anything about the brother or her family. She talked about her personal life to this cracker with the rifle. But I can see clearly of how her husband left her. I can clearly understand where he, you know, what he was seeing. Because I see the same shit. You know, this ham boning, shucking and jiving bullshit, you know, that our people keep on engaging in. And we got to stop that shit. You know, and the cracker Michael B. Hill, 21 years old, doing a 20-year sentence. Now, this motherfucking Ice 8, he's you know, he has money in the bank now. While he's doing prison time, you know, Lifetime cut him a check, you know, for somebody to play his part, to portray him in the movie. You know, so he'll come home a wealthy motherfucker, you know, for going into school threatening to kill 800 fucking babies. Now, if that was a brother, Antoinette Huff would have fought this motherfucking dude tooth and nail. She would have fought him tooth and nail along with his rifle. And she would have allowed the police to murder him. If you get a chance, if you haven't thoroughly watched her behavior and her demeanor, please, if you ever get the opportunity to watch this, and your mama, this, this fucking bed wench, of how, Anderson Cooper used her and had her saying that, everything is going to be all right and all this bullshit. See, this is how they want you to be. Even though the cracker had you at gunpoint, you're not supposed to have any ill feelings towards the motherfucking devil. You're just supposed to pray for him, go to your Bible and holler, Lord have mercy, Jesus, and all this shit, and then he becomes the victim. Goddamn shame. And it so happened to scar the legacy of Ronald McNair, that was the name of the school that the children were attending. Ronald McNair, for those who don't know, was the black astronaut who was on the space shuttle Challenger in 1986 that went up in flames, on live television. So, and it so happened the show aired the same night of the 32nd anniversary of the brothers' ascension. So, we give honors to brother Ronald B. McNair. Let's talk about Monique and this Netflix shit, and it's not too many people that would sit up and bitch and moan if they offered $500,000. Now, and Monique is the type of sister that, she comes to the black community with running back to the black community with her tail tucked in between her legs every time, they put her in a position that she's supposed to be put in based on the fact that she was an active participant in all these rituals and all this director's couch shit. Now this shit is not going her way. She runs back to the hood with this look what they're doing to me shit. Knowing how people are addicted to drama, that will feed off of this shit and make videos and and lie like you're standing behind Monique. Really, I don't fuck with her. Even though she's a local sister from Baltimore. But what has Monique done for the city of Baltimore? We have to look at those things. Besides getting caught up in the emotion and get all emotional about this shit. How many people do you know offered $500,000? So, yeah, she probably deserved more and all that, but at the same time, she's nasty. She goes both ways. She's married to a bisexual. She has an open marriage. They're flip-flopping and tongue the ass every other night. And, and now that things don't go her way. First it was Lee Daniels. But what are you going to do, Monique, if we stand behind you this time? Once you get your way and the black community makes enough noise, what are you going to do for the black community? What are you going to do for the city of Baltimore? Or are you going to run back to Hollywood, and curl up under some woman? And speaking of Baltimore, you know, it was a sad situation where a 1-year-old baby and a 2-year-old baby perished in a house fire, a row house fire Friday. And a woman was injured with non-life-threatening injuries. However, you know, who were the cowards and who was the trifling motherfuckers that left those infants in the house? Because see, this is a prime example of some of the trifling bullshit that we as the black community that we engage in. Cause I smell drug addiction, I smell oil junk, a shooting gallery, a crack house. That's what I smell. And our babies have to lose their lives behind this, behind, you know, somebody's trifling fucking behavior. Because a dope fiend is a selfish motherfucker. And I'm not talking about just a heroin addict when I say dope fiend. I'm talking about all drugs. They are some selfish motherfuckers because the drugs come before anything. Even at the expense of a baby's life. And it's sad. It's sad to leave those infants, you know, unattended like that, where they literally burnt up. You know, someone should be charged. Someone should be charged. Or beaten within inches of their fucking life for that. You know, and you know, once again, you know, we're still dealing and allowing this cracker to just do whatever he wants to do to us. I was talking with a brother and a sister, a husband and wife. They are Native Americans, so-called Native Americans. Well, I call them black African natives. You know, and they were discussing how we should all link up, you know, and give an all-out battle for reparations once and for all. You know, and they are a very strong couple, you know, and they gave me a lot of strength today because, you know,